We got ourselves Team 1 together with Kragar gonna be first up. Dude, he's suited up. He's got himself the full Orc Mog rolling in versus Copy off the bat. Copy busting out the Ghost Tools immediately as Kragar is gonna have to have more tempered game with Copy. Although it is a handsome Shaman, they can put up some big stops anytime they want to. So for Kragar, it is gonna be very, very interesting as to the way that he is going to react. Copy tried to see if he could juke him out with a Hex, did not get to do so. Actually just had to go back to trying to do damage and healing versus Kragar, as Kragar just continued to pump damage. Gonna be, oh, Zerker Rage for that in-cap for a second, and the stun totem does catch him out for just a moment. Not the longest stun ever, but for Copy being a panda, it actually does work out. Gouge him with the panda, Quake and Palm, and then throw a stun down. It's perfect. Gonna be Kragar actually catching Copy, forces out a wall out of him, and Copy having to use Maelstrom as well as all that mana to try to stay relatively healthy versus Kragar. Might be a little bit tough here. Copy just looking to bail out as Kragar having to chase after him. That is a Earth Elemental, so the big extra health increase for Copy is online. For Team Kragar, we also do have Wolf on this team. We also got ourselves Luby. We got ourselves Arhi. We got ourselves Mamaka. We got the boys here as Kragar up next versus Copy. Does not go for the intro. Actually, it looks like he interrupted someone else. I think he might have interrupted him on nature, so that's why Copy Fin got a full flesh cuffed off. But as you can see, the shield got burned off pretty quickly. And Kragar getting a little bit aggressive with a recklessness. Copy still maintaining himself. It might be one of those games that really goes into dampen for quite a bit. I don't really know what Kragar and Copy can really do to one another. Copy just needs to give himself some big procs. It looks like he's getting some procs here and there, getting some wind strikes in. Gonna be a disarm for Kragar, trying to deny Copy any kind of wind fury damage. And Copy just needs to wait out a little bit. Does have Kragar on the ropes, though. Kragar might have to start rotating defenses. Gonna be a spear versus Copy. Does go for the big range damage. Kragar does charge back in with a enraged regeneration. Should be able to catch up quite a bit of health. Copy tried to keep Kragar's health as low as he can. Does go for a fear onto Copy. Still able to land himself that bloodthirst just to recover a little bit of extra health during the last few seconds of that enraged regeneration. And Copy does have Ghost Tools up and running. Massive heal for those Ghost Tools right now. Not even running by the looks of it. Is he running Earth Shield? He is running Earth Shield. I was going to say for a second. I think he just didn't have the charges of Earth Shield available anymore. Or he's trying to play like Lightning Bolt, and I just didn't really see the shield. Because Lightning Shield is pretty good. The Maelstrom it gives you is actually quite high. Even though most Shamans in PvP will choose to go for Earth Shield. Just because they actually self-sustain or healing allies, I guess. Could also be really, really good. Copy just maintaining himself. That's going to be that wall versus the wreck of Kragar. Kragar utilizing that rage in a very, very defensive way, but still making sure to get those rampages off, trying to stay in rage for as much as possible. In 9-1, Kragar, I feel like would have had so much more advantage here. The extra MS that comes with Rampage would have been nutty, especially if you can get them chained back to back. Copy just 60% healing reduction would not be able to recover. I don't think they would be able to recover at all. They'll have to wait it out. Putting a lot more pressure on the Shaman. Hex trying to come out. Kragar, does he go for a Reflect? It looks like he doesn't go for a Reflect just yet. Big Blade Storm up for Kragar. It's kind of lowish on health, so is Copy. Could be in that Execute range. Does Kragar break through the Execute? Looks like he cannot. That's going to be a lot of mana and Maelstrom getting spent for Copy. Does go for a full Ascendance. It's going to be Kragar actually breaking out of the stun totem. I think he actually killed the stun totem right before it went off. Copyfin does have himself wind strikes, but Kragar does have the melee and range regen is available. Again, get Copy close to the execute range. The Ascendance keeps generating him quite a lot of Maelstrom with back-to-back wind strikes, but looks like Copy does go down as Kragar does outmatch him. Void Form is going to be up next, reflecting and stun back into himself as Kragar getting to use that full recklessness just to get a couple raging blows and rampages back to back into Void Form. Full PI is available for the Shadow Priest, trying to get a lot of healing PI, as well as Vamp Embrace is up, does get interrupted on Shadow. And Kragar is going to get himself a charge. It's going to be Mind Games, could get hit by Mind Games. Kragar does go for a fear, could reflect the Mind Games back into Void Form. Kragar sitting in that execute range is going to go for a little bit extra health. He knows there's a Void Elf Shimmer on the ground, so that allows, oh no, Void Form actually does. Oh no, he actually does. He used it either way. Kragar thought it was going to ruin him in place, but then he ports. Oh my god, that was quick thinking. Yo, what's up, DC? Oh my god, can we get a hashtag DC for them 20 bones, my dude? Thank you so much, my man. Yo, boys, hashtag DC for them 20 bones, my guy. Appreciate you, my dude. Just says epic. Go up and enjoy the duels, my guy. That warrior's awesome, dude. Kragar knows how to play. And I wonder, dude, Kragar, we need to see you in 9-1, man. We need to see the Fury Warrior God playing out in 9-1. Gonna be a Void Form going for the Disperse. As Kragar looking to get some big damage in. Adam in that execute range is gonna have the charge available. That's gonna be great. A Fade from Void Form does fade out of Corporeal Wolf for a minute. Can get interrupted. Gonna be mind control onto Kragar. Void Form isn't super ahead in health. Kragar not really falling behind. Lets himself get mind controlled. Does he have no abilities to catch back up though? He might. Stun into Kragar did not have reflective for that one. That is going to be full mind game. So he's going to pop reflect. And I think reflected DP back at Void Form. He just wanted to pop that reflect just to reduce some of the dot damage he's taken for 5 seconds. Not exactly to get reflected. Gonna be Spear onto Void Form, can't go anywhere. Doesn't have Greater Fate for a bit. That's gonna be Kragar with that wreck. Mind control trying to come out. Does not have a trinket for it, but it looks of it in Void Form is just trying to wait out until he gets some cooldowns back. Greater Fate is gonna be back up, so as Kragar charges back in, he is gonna have a Greater Fate for it. Kragar does have Pummel though. Could interrupt him. Is going to interrupt them on the Door of Shadows. PI back out for Void Form. Does get himself Vampire Brace. Needs to go for lots of damage to get a lot of healing from Kragar. Void Form is up. Mind Blast coming out, but that's going to be a big old execute. As Kragar slamming down the weapons on the back of the Shadow Priest. Up versus Yandex. Doesn't want to give him a lot of opportunities to get a lot of setup. Trying to get on duel ASAP. 19% dampening is up. Kragar taking lots of big oblique damage back to back. Lots of help in hand for Yandex as a Necrolord Covenant. Death Knight 8 minutes into this duel. Kragar might need to look for any kind of survivability here. Actually, completely out of survivability options. Now he just might have to temper the damage of Yandex, utilizing his rage in order to maintain, ignore pain as much as possible. Utilizing disarms during Yandex's high time on damage. And just continuing to hit Yandex as much as he can with Bloodthirst ASAP. Is going to hit him with the spear. Trying to keep him in place. That's going to be Yandex actually using Death's Advance to bail out. Trinket for Kragar to get out of Root. So Kragar no longer has a trinket. He could get stunned by Yandex. And normally it's the Death Knight that's kind of like the Walking Dead versus Yandex, but looks like Kragar's like the zombie walking slowly at you. You know what's gonna happen, dude. It's a Resident Evil moment type of game, you know what I mean? And Yandex is just trying to avoid it, dude. Just trying to throw barrels and crates in front of him and, I don't know, furniture. Just trying to stop his advance as best as he can. Kragar's just an unstoppable force, dude. As long as this man is fueled by rage, nothing is going to stop him. Big old charge has reflective available for Yandex in case I guess the stun comes out. Does delay that stun to make sure that he does get a full use out of it. Kragar is an orc though. Plain orc, so that does give him shorter duration on the stuns. I was about to say stun resist, but that's not a thing in retail. More of a classic thing. Disarm onto Yandex. Big damage out of Kragar. Has him in that execute range. I think Yandex might be going down. Looks like the Death Knight did actually have to go through every defensive just to try to live this long against Kragar. Arthur's going to be up next. A Retribution Paladin. Full stun onto Kragar. Does he go for the big damage? Looks like he doesn't just yet. Seraphim coming out a little bit late. That's going to be eye for an eye. Kragar does bail out of there. It's going to root Arthur super far away. Can't go into it. Just can throw... He can just throw judgments at him. That's about all he can do. Fear by Kragar. It's going to be Arthur's popping that trinket. And Kragar does have Enrage Regeneration in order to help him survive some of this damage. Arthur's got massive nuke available though. Kragar's just trying to see if he can heal as much of it as he can. 33% dampening. Hodge to Kragar does not have a trinket, but Arthur's no longer with Seraphim, no longer with wings. Kragar might be able to make a return here. Rallying Cry up immediately. Needs to catch up on health ASAP. Arthur's does get hit with a disarm. Still has plenty of hammers to throw over there, dude. He just got himself a whole toolbox, a whole set of tools that he's carrying with him. You know, maybe like a tool build. Hammer. Hammer. You can disarm this man, but he's still got hammers. And Kragar is going to disconnect from Arthas for a second. Try to get some first aid. Whatever kind of heal he can get is going to be helpful. Does have a trinket back up. And we're not going to see a wings out of Arthas for a while. Unless he is running Wreck Aura? I think it's Aura of Reckoning, right? Is that what it is? Big Spear onto Arthas. Hodge onto Kragar. Trickets out of it immediately. Eye for an eye is out for Arthas. So Kragar is going to do some damage back to himself. Try to see if he might be able to take down Arthas. Could go for a Shattering Throw. I think it's exactly what he's going to do. Try to see if it might all in or nothing versus Arthas. Does he get the execute though? Almost! Oh no, went in for the big all in. Did whatever he could. And Arhi taking him out in a quick succession. Just an interrupt and a storm strike, maybe even. That was Krager, dude. Man fueled by rage, almost took down the Paladin at the end of it all, dude. Just needed one more global. That was a rough one. Bache making sure to pick up the eye before Arhi does? Interesting. Literally walked over the eye. Maybe he knows that he like, maybe he's like, I don't want to get caught by the shaman. I'd rather pick up the eye and then kite him around. Maybe it's a play. Finally, Bache opening up versus Arhi is gonna bust out a wall, and Bache bails out of it immediately. Looks like that's what Bache is gonna go for. Hitting one strats, 4 cooldowns out of the enemy. And as soon as you see them use TDs, he just bail out. Vanish. He does have Shadow Meld. Has plenty of ways to deal with things. It's gonna be Arhi, I think, dropping down a capacitor totem. Bache took it out immediately. Got some bleeds into Arhi. It took a bit of damage from the shaman. Shaman doesn't let him go anywhere. Could be a trick out of Arhi though. He's in bad of a spot. Looks like he decided to set it through. Cheap shot by Bache. That's gonna be Arhi. Needs to get himself some healing. Bache maybe could go for a Shadow Step interrupt. Looks like he's not gonna go do that. Smoke bomb is up. Bache does land the sap into Arhi though. Give him enough of opportunity inside of that smoke bomb to catch a reset and get out of combat. So Bache is gonna be able to get a proper opener. Arhi does have a trinket for it. Good trinket this if he wants to. Is he gonna, if he's gonna be taking that much damage? Can he shut up? Gonna be a trinket for Arhi. Could be a blind out of Bache. Does get a blind off. Yeah, with that AoE fear. Did the AoE fear even go through? I think the AoE fear did go through there. Bache not going for a proper reset. He just actually looking at Arhi. This man knows exactly how the shaman is gonna play out. He's like, okay, I don't need to reset. I don't need to reset. I don't need to reset. Now I restart. He knew that guy was gonna play defensive, I guess, or something. That was weird. But he did, I think, have the fear go through. And maybe that's what Bache was like, wait, fear and kidney shot? Wait, let's just see. I'm golden. I'm a trinket. Blind. I wonder if Blizzard's ever going to make it so that the fear from the Necrolord Covenant and the blind DR. Because that's pretty strong for rogues. But in a very specific situation. Mamaka picking up the eyes immediately. Going to be the pet. Attacking Bache as he's going to go for the full setup onto the pet. Mamaka trinketing out of a sap. Son of the Bache is going to be Bache's opportunity to just go for full-blown damage. He actually got a dagger on Luby. I don't know if he meant to throw a dagger on Luby or the spike on Luby, but he did. Mamaka getting spiked up is gonna have to go for a turtle shell with a pet revive. And Bache, I think it's exactly what he's gonna do, just kind of dismantle the team little by little. Take out the hunter's pet to make sure they have no way of sacking the damage they put out, and then take down the hunter. So for Mamaka, it's not a good idea that his pet is kind of out there alone with Bache. Gonna be a full kit to shout out to Mamaka. And Bache just unleashing a full barrage of shadow strikes with a spike at the very, very end. Luby kind of walking up a little bit early versus Bache. A little bit early. Bache still catching a reset though. Does that advantage? It looked like he did have to burn advantage. Yeah, I don't think Luby was going to let the rogue go for a proper reset. Normally, in 5v5 1v1 Duels, we kind of want people to just like, yo, you know, give him the reset. Like, you know, he kind of deserves a reset. Just give him the reset. But looks like he just want the rogue to get a full re-sap onto Luby. Trinkets it. Huh. And that's going to be a slow one to Bache too. Luby no longer with the trinket though. Blinding onto the Paladin. Bache just looking to maybe get away from him. Catch a reset, potentially. That's an interesting move. That's an actually interesting move. And Bache just looking for a bit of a reset with his cooldowns. Since the game is 15 minutes in, he might as well, I guess, right? Maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe get Luby to pick up the other eye. Is there other eye? Nope. No, actually, he could just sit out here and stealth the whole time if he wants to. Unless Luby just randomly finds him. Huh. Well, I guess we gotta wait until Bache decides, you know what? Now is the time for me to shine. Now's the time for me to go. Immediately trinketing though, I still find that such a weird move. I mean, if it works, but... How are people doing first aid? You can still first aid in the game. You can still first aid. It's still part of the game. Luby hitting him with a Hodge. Going for some wings damage. Is that going to be enough though? He doesn't have a trinket as he's trying to go for a big old all-in. Cloak shots from Bache. It does survive that full go. I think does get the AoE fear to work onto Luby because Botch's health is quite low, so he's not going to have that fear into blind combo. Hell, he's not even going to have a blind available either. But does Botch have a reset though? Vanish available very, very soon. Throwing in spikes and Luby with evasion available. Try to do as much damage as he can to him. And a Vanish does come out. Luby tried to go for a shadow, for a heal. Shadow check out of Botch to see if he can interrupt. He doesn't get the interrupt. Get a shot. Luby does bubble it. That's going to be Shadow Mill, but I think Botch did not get a proper Shadow Mill off. That's unfortunate. It does go down. Maybe that's what Luby was trying to do. Just trying to force everything out of the rogue. Maybe that's why he triggered that sap as early as he did. Just because he knew, like, the rogue got nothing. We're just going to get super aggressive with him. And maybe a Paladin just staying aggressive with the rogue is the play. Yo, Krager with 1.2 million damage versus the other team. That is quite a big number, dude. That is quite a lot of damage, you know what I mean?